welcome to our YouTube channel. We are CyberSensei. We're here to walk you through. Today we're going to walk you through this amazing lab from tryhackme, the Linux CLI. It's the first day of the December 2025, so we have our first challenge up. First of all, I'm going to connect to the server through the VPN configuration file. I'm not a really huge fan of attack box, but still it works. So for now, I'm going to change where my VPN configuration file is. You can see it's there. Oh, let me magnify it so that you see better. Yeah. So I'm going to use the OpenVPN command. So OpenVPN, then I just type EU, then tab. It will do the honors for me. Once I get the initialization sequence completed, remember I already started my machine. You can see my machine status is on. So I'm now going to search into this machine. Remember, you have to search into this machine so that you get shell command shell sessions. So I'm going to open another tab. Remember, you should not try to close this one. Just leave it like that. Modify this again. So I'm going to copy the exact command I had. It's a sage mckd at the IP address. So once I do that, I must. Are you sure you want to connect? Yeah. So yes. I must the password. We already have our password here. So no brute forcing, no anything, just simple, straightforward, and we get that session. So you can see this session, it's a normal session. You can see, you can even try to do who am I. You get mckd ls, get see all this. You can print talking directory, everything works well. So we're going to now start the challenge exactly. So according, if you read this, you'll see to run your first CLI command, type echo hello world. This echo is very, very important for whoever is starting to use Linux of late. Echo, I usually consider it as a substitute when not trying to use nano text editor. Whenever I want to enter some content in a file, it's either use echo or the nano text editor. Other people use Vim. It's either way. So let's check it out. So echo hello world. That's the same way. Yeah, that's the same way it was. So you're going to give us that. We're not going to dwell into those nano text editor and using echo to enter some text into a word txt file, but I hope you get what I mean. So then ls to list contents of the current directory. ls, you can see there's a desktop folder, documents, downloads, guides, all that. There's also a .txt file, readme. There's the slap, templates, videos. So you asked cut the readme.txt file. A very simple command. Readme. One thing you should always remember, this must stick. You must actually have it on your fingertips. Whenever you have this, you cannot have a small letter R. It will refuse. Let me give you an illustration. Like you have desktop will work. It's case sensitivity. Oh, sorry for that. I used the wrong command. Case sensitivity. You see, you have used CD. So let me go back. If you try to use with the small caps, no such file. Always remember that on the back of your mind. That was just a bonus point I wanted to give you. So we're going to cut readme.txt. So for all the BFC members, yesterday supported yet another exploit on our servers. I spotted. Don't know what it means yet, but Wovil is in danger. To be prepared, I'll write a security guide by tomorrow. As preparation, I'll also hide a guide from the main plain view. You see that marks something. something must be hidden. It will be hidden. So you'll be told, you can just check this, navigating the file system. So you have to get to the guides. Remember, when you use the ls, you see there's this directory called guides. So you can cd ls, nothing there. But remember, we're told it is hidden. What do you do when a directory something is hidden? So you do ls minus la -la. It will give you all that is hidden. You can see this cannot just be seen from the eye view. Remember, we're using a CIS command line interface. Remember what we saw this? Who needs a graphical user interface when we have a Linux command line terminal? It's even better. You can see this when using a Windows graphical user interface, sometimes you may not actually catch these hidden files. Yeah, they're there, but sometimes you won't catch them. You won't get them. But using a simple command ls minus la in a Linux environment, very, very easy. So we're going to cut this .txt. You see that? So that's the first flag we got. So I think King Umal here from Hopsec Island is preparing for an attack. Not sure what his goal is, but exploits on our servers are not good. Be ready to protect Christmas by following the Linux guide. Check all that. We're told to check this directory and grep inside. Let the logs become your guide. For eggs that want to hide, check their shells for the walls inside. So we already have a lead on what you're going to do next, but as of now, you can copy this, and I understand there must be a question asking that down here. Sorry for that. What flag did you see inside MCSKT guide? Exactly. So you type that, it should be the correct one. We'll go back to where we were. So in her guide, MCSKT refers to this directory var log. So for us, we have to change directory to there. So change directory. Just easy work, copy and paste it there. Exactly. So we already did that. So when you ls, you'll see all this. But you want to a special log. So my guess is we'll be using outlog. Let's check here exactly. So navigate cd log ls run grep outlog. This is exactly the one you're going to use. So you can check here. We are told grep failed password outlog. Remember, we are trying to catch or trace back what happened here. So mostly even in CTF situations and everything, when you are searching through a series of logs, you just check the failed logs mostly. The failed logs will tell you the person who was trying to access this. 90% chances their first 10 guesses or anything will fail. So it's sure bet you'll get some failed logs there. So you can just grep failed passwords, grep. So what are we grepping? Failed passwords. Don't think that P should be caps lock. Yeah, it should not be caps lock. Password, then out dot log. I hope you're seeing whatever I'm doing. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that. So grep failed passwords. Yeah, exactly. So we do that. We get to see all this. Remember, there are so many ways you can do this. This is the simplest way. If, let's say, someone is not sure of using that command, I'll give you another illustration. Let me minimize this again. So if let's say I wanted to see the logs in outlog, so I can do cat of log.txt, right? And yeah, was it outlog? Oh, auth.log, sorry for that. The .log. Then after that, I can grep. But before grep, I use pipe. You'll understand why pipe we can use it. So grep, I'll use the -I for case sensitivity. It will cater for that case sensitivity error. So failed password. I think that should work. It works exactly the same. But remember, cat will have it will not first cat, then the output of this command, it's now used as the input of this other command. That's the main thing. So for me, I've gone the long way. I've now first cut. I've now checked whatever is inside, then I've grepped. So it's a longer process compared to this other one. So I just grepped immediately. The previous one. All in all, let's continue. Yeah, so let's continue. Password, yeah, exactly. So manually scroll big files with cards, but the better way is get only what's needed with using grep, because we have to use you have to learn to use grep, because there are so many times you'll be using very big chunk of files. We're talking of files with more than 1,000 words or anything kind of thing. Maybe you're trying to grep a password from rocky.txt. You have to use grep, otherwise it will give you a hard time. So finding the files, you can see a lot of file logins and the Sukma. Yes, exactly. So you can run this command. So find is a better way to find special files or a pattern in files, and it's very important to learn about it. So let's do this. Find home Sukmas. Find home. Let's see what's not happening here. Yeah, exactly, home Sukmas. Then the name is what you're trying to find, then the egg, because the exploit, you remember that exploit is what is eye-catching for that. So exploit and eggshells, so we have to use the eggs part. If you run this, sorry, I use the quotation parts rather than the asterisk. Let me correct that. Exactly, so it now worked. You can see we have it here. So you have to change directory till this where you have this. So I'm going to cd home stock mass 2025. Once you're here, you can just select, you'll see the file we are talking about, extract.sh. So this is the script file that actually runs everything. If you check what's inside it, let's check what's inside it. I'll have to correct that command. So cat eggs strike.sh. Let's check whatever is inside it. So it looks like you found something. Extract.sh. Files with the sh extension contains CLI commands. These are called shell scripts. Such scripts are used both by IT teams to emulate things and attackers to quickly run malicious commands. These .sh files are very important, and they're very powerful. Honestly, if you don't write a malware using Python or C, high chances it will be written with using shell script, because shell script has that power. Let's just watch this. It's actually a series of commands. When this extract.sh shell script file is run, it will execute all these commands, and you have to understand how these commands work. As of now, you can see this pipe command. We can use this the greater than sign command. You can also see this, the two and signs. Where else are you seeing a new one? Yeah, okay, so we have cat. Remember, cat is just to see whatever is inside. So rm is to remove a certain file. mv is to actually move. So mv can be used. Sometimes people also use cp, but just to copy. But mv is also very important, so the file won't be there. So when you check this, whoever ran this command, whoever ran this shell script command, they actually checked whatever is in wishlist.txt. Remember the storyline. It's a matter of destroying the Christmas period. So they're going to cut the wishlist.txt. They see whatever. Remember, this is confidential data. Then they're going to sort. Then they are going to pass that. This sign is also this command is used to pass whatever is inside to this. So it's going to be passed to the dump.txt. So and they remove the wishlist.txt. So this command is only executed, the second command here is only executed if the first command runs. Remember that. So if there's no wishlist.txt, this second command won't work. Remember that always. Pipe command is whatever you're going to learn about this. Whatever output the first command has, it's going to be used as the input of the second command. So this second command gets its input from this first command, the cat wishlist.txt. Then the units, this third command, it's getting its input from the output of this sort. Remember that. So this only runs, the echo Christmas is fading is only runs if this runs well. So also same case applies to this, but you can see everything when it's run. You get your flag thm carrot ban attacks. So they'll surely have somewhere to paste it there. Yeah, exactly this one. So we can now go back here. We found the file, we analyzed the file exactly. So rm removes the wishlist exactly. This one replaces the original file with isma. So remember, whatever we had as wishlist.txt, now we won't find wishlist.txt, we will find ismas.txt. So whatever was here, no. And now whatever the ismas.txt, it's now going to have this content. So if you cut ismas.txt, you're going to get this content. Remember we used echo. Remember the first command we used echo. So echo is going now to be, it's now going to input whatever we have into this ismas.txt. You can read through this, the pipe symbol, the output direct exactly. So overwrite a file, and this double, it's going to append the file. Double ampersand. Run with the second command if the first command is successful. Remember I said that. So carbon attacks, whatever we had. So system utilities. These are files these are commands you have to understand as a cybersecurity expert. We have the PS outs. I mostly use this whenever I try to run a certain command and I get some it's being run on the background or something of the sort. The same process being run on the background. So I have to check which process, then I kill the process so that I can run this new one I'm running. We're going to mostly use that when just doing the home labs and everything. So you can see the IP address. So a substitute of this in Linux command, I normally use ifconfig. You can check it out. But yeah, IP add also works. So the main important, you will also check usernames and hash passwords of users, such as m6kd, by running cat etc shadow. So you don't have to change directory for this. So you just cat etc shadow. You don't have to change directory for this, but notice something. When you run this, we're going to get some permission denied command, permission denied. It's always a matter of who are you in the system. Something you have to note, there's this etc shadow, and there's also an etc password. Let me open my mouse pad so that I can type that. We're going to type that in the shell. There's etc shadow, and there's another one very important, etc password. Remember, this one holds user data, those user ID and everything, but now it's public. It's public. Other users can see it, but this one is mostly, it's always a private one, so only the root user can see it. This one, what I tend to understand is your normal Linux system must check this before running your commands, so that if your user ID, you're not a root, it will not allow you. So if they are highly dependable, they can be confusing at sometimes, but you have to understand them properly. This one is public, this one is privately, but this one is public. Other users can see it. Like right now, we can actually check that file. That's etc shadow, not shadow, password. PASSWD will actually written it's only one S. You can actually see all users. You can actually see their user ID. Mostly you see this root. So what we need to do here to cut that chase, once you get the permission denied, you have to escalate your privileges. So now I'm going to do sudo su. Su stands for switch user. So by default, it will now switch user to the root. Remember, some systems will not be as easy as this. It's either you have that password, or you have to find a way of doing the privilege escalation. For this lab, it was easy one for doing the privilege escalation. So right now, you can see we have changed this. We were MC Skibby the user, but now we are root. To confirm this, you can just run the whoami command. It gives you again the root. So we can now check that command we needed to check at that time. Cut. It's shadow, right? Yeah, shadow. You remember we were not able to check it out, but now we can check it out. So bash history. So you have understood whatever privilege escalation we are doing and everything. So now we have to check the bash history. So did you know every command you run is saved in the hidden history file, also called bash history? So it's located at every user's home directory, home mcskd bash history for mcskd and for root. Exactly. So this one is root and this one is you'll find it in mcskd. So and you can check it with convenient history command, or just read the files using cat. So once you do this, there are two ways of checking that. Remember, you can just run the history command or this. I prefer using the history command. It's way easier. History command, it's way easier. Just running it, but still you can also cat bash underscore history. I've written it, misspelled that, mistyped, sorry. History, yeah, bash history. What am I writing? We have to cd root. Oh, okay, exactly. So cd root. Sorry for that. So you can now cut bash history. Exactly. So you can check whatever we were running at this point. You can see them here. You can see them here. So the main thing we needed to catch is this flag. This is a flag that was hidden actually in this history command. History. So after running that, I think we are done with the walkthrough. So which CLI command will you use to list a directory? You just use ls, remember? Okay, check it out again. Ls, you can see everything that was there. Sorry for that. What flag did you see inside msskd? The first one we got. Which command helped you filter the logs or failed logins? It's grep. Remember we were using grep when around the Apple. Remember when we were using grep to check that. This, let me show you from this. We're using grep to check. Yeah, this one. We use grep to check the failed password part, specifically in the out log. We can go back and complete this. So inside xscript.sh, remember we have the snscript.sh. It had this. So which command will you run to switch to root user? The most important one is su. Remember, you can still use su alone, but if you use su alone, it will actually have to tell you to enter the password for the for that user, for the root user. If you don't use sudo, su, and just use su, it high chances right now it won't ask us for the password because we are in root. But when you are in another user, you just type su. For switch user, it will ask you for the enter the password for the root user. Always remember that. So what did the flag did start carrot bin live in the bash history? So this is the flag that needed there. Actually meet again. You enter that. So this second last question, it's all about the side quests. You can dive into it. It's more of like an advanced level of the challenge. It's a special lab inside this lab, so you can try it out. It will actually be beneficiary for you. Sorry for that. So if you enjoyed, you can check this out. That's actually marks the end of our lab. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Have a nice hacking session using Advent of Cyber.